Hello everyone, welcome back to a video on my channel. We are here doing another tournament video, and this is going to be a level 50 tournament. This is going to be having players with mythic gear and level 150 Evomon, and we're going to be seeing a lot of new faces and a lot of new tactics used in these teams because mostly people have been noticing status effects such as Confuse and how powerful Sleep Powder is more, and they're really like adding that to their team, especially Sandstorm teams actually. Pretty good combos. We might see an Ice team. So I'll let you guys see what we are going to have, but we are going to be having Crypixel, a previous tournament winner, and I'm pretty hyped to see that. He's going to be against Nacho YT. If Nacho is a YouTuber, actually, go check him out. Go show some love, and we're going to get into that fight, but first things first, if you guys haven't already, hit that like and subscribe, and come watch a live stream if you want to see these tournaments hosted live. You can do that by joining up in the Discord down below in the description, and I can't wait to see you guys. We have hundreds of people coming to these streams every day, so they're pretty big. And I appreciate all of you guys. Another thing is, make sure to go check out the wiki for future tournaments. You can sign up there, and we're going to get into that. So let's get into this video. I'll see you guys all there. Crypixel versus Nacho Cheese, aka Tom, or not Tom, is it Jerry? No, I think it's Jerry, right? From Tom and Jerry. I think he's a little Jerry man. Okay, it's going to be good fights. It's going to be good. Crypixel, previous tournament winner, coming out with the Clampspire team once again. Will we see it work out here? This is bad. King of Thunder was the thing that like 1v4'd his team. What has he switched out to really profit this time? He's going into Floette. It's going to take a Thunder Retribution, doing 210. It is elemental resistant, but it did get a critical hit. He can go for Recover here, but if he goes Recover here, he's going to have to go Sleep Powder next. Will he go for Leech Seed to get it? Yes, okay. He's going to take another hit, and then he's going to hope to Sleep Powder and Recover in the next one. He is getting some HP as well from that. I would go for Sleep Powder and then Recover, or is he trying to predict a switch in to not? Okay, so he's predicting a switch in. He's like, okay, I'll just go into something that and Leech Seed again. That was a really good prediction. So now he's leached 2 of this guy's Evomon, which means whenever something goes in this Floette that has that Leech Seed effect, he's going to be getting healed, and that's pretty much a free Recover. It's only 1 stack though, but if he has like Seed Bomb and got that as well, it would pretty much be in a really good state. So now we're going to be seeing Chipperton, which is going to be a flying type, and this one is really good when applying bleed stacks. For example, if you went on a permanent, if you got a big bleed stack like he just did right now on Mirfish, this Air Cut is going to do a lot of damage. I'm sort of questioning why Mirfish is in here. Is it going to have an Ice move? Is that what we're going to see? These 4 stacks, it being a water and ground type, is going to get it one shot. Chipperton actually showing why its ultimate is so, or sorry, its special is so good when you apply bleed stacks, because that is a plus 40 or 50 damage on your special attack. That's like 200 plus damage just right there on something that is very weak. So it just took 900 HP, a very healthy Evomon right there, down with just 1 attack. Or 2 attacks, pretty much. So Volcrest is going to be coming in. His Volcrest is going to be taking a big Thunder hit. Not the best, but it now matters on whose is faster. So he can go for Static Field and still do some damage, or go for Spore Burst, which looks like he's going to be going for Spore Burst, but it's a matter of speed. This one does have Leech on it, so it's going to be taking damage either way. It's going to survive a Static Field. This one's going to be doing more damage. So it's obviously this one's not faster. Will he just go, okay, I'll take it and take the Thunder Retribution? Or is he going to try to get an Electrify? Okay, so he went for Electrify. Couldn't get it off speed. His is more damage wise. He's going to go into Floette now. His Floette is faster, so he can go for Sleep Powder. Or is he going to try to think, is this guy going to read that he's going to go for a Leech is the question. Okay, so he did read that he was going to go for a Leech, and now he got Thunder Retribution. That's going to be plus 65 though. At least he knows now, and this guy's in a little bad state. They both are, but Sleep Powder now is still safe, so he's like still safe, you know? He's still fine. But if this fails, that would have been bad. He is faster. He does get it off. He's going to get Leech Seed HP, so he doesn't have to go for his Sleep Powder. He can just recover his HP. The thing about Recover is he only has 3 other ones if he used it here. Does he think the King of Thunder is going to switch out again? Is he going to predict? It does. So he got the read. Is it going to go back into Pumash? No, it's going to go into Chitleden. Now 3 of the Evomon are going to be Leech Seeded. It's going to be really bad, showing why Frostella is really good, especially if you read your opponent as well as Crypixel has been doing. Toxic Bite going to be coming in on I forget this, Clampsphere. This Clampsphere can just go for Tide Awakening though now. And that Leech Seed is going to chip down, not too much, but on that Chitleden. Poison Stack sure is good, but this guy just goes for Tide Awakening, then a rest and then he's just gonna get his, his HP. So he did go for rest, and now he can go for Tide Awakening setup, but he doesn't seem to want to risk doing that. So we're gonna be switching in. Venom Spray is gonna be doing tons of damage to his Turpitin, but if his Turpitin's faster, which it most likely should be, he's gonna go for Recover. How much will Recover do here is the question. Is he okay? So he's expecting a switch out from the Chitlodin, but there's not really a need for that. He only has one more Recover. Is he trying to get this guy to be in the range for being one shot from Leech Seed chipping slowly away? I think I understand that. That makes sense. That is good. Oh, sorry if you hear like that is good. Yeah, okay. So he waited a tiny bit. I think that would have one shot either way though. He has 4 stacks and he still has 1 Recover. The thing is, Ice will do enough damage even with this Recover. He's not faster, so he'll get slept. Will he be like, okay, now it's time to lose this guy, or will he switch into something that won't take too much damage? I don't know how much damage okay, so he'll go into something that doesn't take too much damage, and then it's gonna come for Sleep Powder. I think his Frostella has Sleep Powder first. Yeah, okay. So now one Recover. He did get HP, but he got a Recover off. He woke up again. Another person woke up first. In our previous tournament, everyone kept waking up first try. Is there a bug going on with Sleep Powder? Waking up again, a 35% chance there. Will he wake up again? Yeah, a 35% chance 2 times in a row. Something might be going wrong here with Sleep Powder. Oh no, something so powerful. So like, will his Sleep Powder fail is the question. And his is faster. So we're going to be seeing Sleep Powder come out. Frosting going to come out, do a decent amount of 166 good damage. His woke up, but it did take a hit though. Interesting. Okay, so Clam Sphere. Are we going to switch in Clam Sphere? Does he not want to waste any more Recovers? Because he does know he has Leech on a lot of the Evomon. The thing is, if this Frostella also gets set up with Leech now on some of his Evomon, it's going to go for Recover. It's going to be bad. So this Clam Sphere, oh, it has Spore Burst. Will he expect it? I don't think he has a Sleep Powder this turn around. Will he expect a Spore Burst out of this Clam Sphere? So Sleep is going to come out. He's trying to pretty much hope that he woke up again. 3rd time waking up, a 35% chance. Yo, who did he pay for this luck? Or is there something that goes off of your defense for your chance of waking up? Does it increase or something? I don't understand. So Pumash going to be coming out, taking a Spore Burst. It is Leech Seed as well, so it took more damage. Already at half HP off just 1 basic attack of Spore Burst. Oh, wow. This is interesting. He's playing really, really well on this team, though. This fight is a pretty long fight because of how well they're playing. But I would say Crypixel's putting him more in a corner with these Leech Seeds. Finally, Mirrorfish coming out. Going to be tanking that hit. And he can set up Sandstorm. So adding on additionally with that Leech, a Sandstorm is going to just chip, and boom. I'd say in a couple more turns, we're going to be seeing these Evomon faint purely to the Sandstorm. Already Pumash at 165 from Leech and Sandstorm. Rider Kick not to do enough. He just has to Aqua Heal, and he knows it. He literally can just Aqua Heal and start doing attacks, and eventually these Evomon are going to be fainting to that Leech and Sandstorm combination, showing as I said again, these status effect teams are just so powerful, and they got to be implemented if you're going to progress, especially with the upcoming update, guys. With PvP, we're going to be seeing tactics because people are going to evolve every time they battle. They're going to change it up until something is perfected. It's just as it is. Mirrorfish is going to be getting taken out here. So taking that ice hit does take it out. Frostella's HP is bugged, I think. I don't know if this one is actually this healthy. Okay, it is that healthy. But this guy has Spore Burst, even if it isn't fully one-shot, which it most likely could. That Sandstorm is going to be doing some damage with that HP going on. Chipping away, not too much. Leech Seed is going to get implemented, but he went for Spore Burst. He has to force this guy to go for Recover. It did get 100 HP off of Clam Spear, so that is pretty good. That means it'll give it at least one more turn for a Sleep Powder. It went for Recover, which is good actually. It's now a little higher. It has a couple 4 turns more, or 3 more turns of Recover, I believe. He can go for Rest just as well though, but that Rest is only gonna, it's gonna heal 38 more But oh, since it is passive, he is healing quite some more. He's going to go for Tide Awakening. Ice won't do too much. It's going to do, actually, it's going to do a decent amount of damage. But that Spore Burst coming in. I think Tide Awakening was his best play, though. It's like Spore Burst just isn't doing enough. I don't see it doing enough. Oh, forcing him to use all his recovers while you use Rest, maybe? The Ice stacks will go. Sleep Powder is going to come in. Passive Heal is going to lock in with the, alongside that Rest, though. So he's going to get back to 400-ish. Spore Burst again, forcing a recover. But sleep once that next Sleep Powder comes in, it's fine. Leech Seed going in again. I guess he expected a switch out, which is really bad. He does get 100 HP back from that Leech Seed, but once again, recover. Okay, Spore Burst. I think that's his last recover. So this Clamp Sphere at only 100 HP is going to be getting taken out from the next Leech effect, showing how powerful Leech is on Clamp Sphere. But now that Frostella has no more recovers, it did go for Sleep Powder, but I do think it probably has it back again. This guy has Sleep Powder though, and he has Recover. I think his best play would be going for... Okay, so you recover to tank that. He's relatively at the same amount of HP. He's trying to get rid of all the Frostbite Stings is his method here. Because if he does that... Oh, I don't know how many Frostbite Stings that Frostbite has left. It only has 5 allowed to use. But I think he has no more moves. I do believe he has no more moves. His best way is like trying to see if Turpidin comes in. But now, even if he loses his Frostella here on this side by our Crypixel, which is most likely not going to happen due to the fact that this guy only has Sleep Powder to use, he would have to switch into his other Evomon, which I don't know what it is exactly, but if it can't take a Frostbite Sting, then it's cooked. This is going to be our last recover. He has literally no attack but Sleep Powder and then switching in, and it's going to just eventually get taken out from this Sandstorm. Sure, you put him to sleep. The Sandstorm comes in, tick, tick. Next one takes you out. You have one more recover, so you gave yourself a little more of a chance. But this is just prolonging the inevitable if you do not switch to your next Evomon. This is the longest battle I've ever experienced. I'll be honest, they really stalled to the point where they have like no extra utility of abilities to use. He still has 2 Frostbite Stings, so he's in a good lead. And if the next thing isn't a Grass type, taking this out, whichever is last here, he's going to be getting slept. And it may not be in a range of usefulness. Yeah, it's going to be the Archapex. So if it gets a Thunder Retribution, sure, but no, it's not going to be able to. He doesn't even care about chancing the Sleep Powder. He knows he's faster. He knows he just has to go for that. And that is going to be the King of Thunder out. And our boy is going to be winning. So, Cryptic is going to be winning. Yeah, that was a crazy battle. Alrighty, everybody. So Cryptic was the winner of that battle. Nacho ended up losing. That was a pretty long stall game, I will say. But as I said, we're going to be seeing how status effects come into play in these team setups, and you're going to be really surprised. But these are going to be like tactics you want to learn in the future for the upcoming PvP update. So make sure you are studying these games. That's what I make these for. I want everyone to evolve so that when these PvP ladders come out in the new update, we're having the most best, cool games happening. Something that's just so fun to play, because obviously, like with this game, taking long to update, our best case scenario for enjoying PvP, enjoying the game, is just going to be PvP until those future updates come. So let's get into the next battle. This is going to be 2 new players. It's going to be Jinx. I think his name is Jinky versus Luther. Yeah, so let's get into that battle, guys. We're going to go ahead and switch over. See you guys there. Alrighty, guys, we are here with Luther versus Jinky, aka Luck. Loki mess with Luck's avatar. Looks cool. So we're going to be having the second battle of the opening rounds. It's going to be a Fluffistar. I haven't seen a Fluffistar in a while. This is going to be a Sandstorm Steam per chance. Tarragon against Fluffistar, though. The issue here is Fluffistar does take a lot of damage, but we're going for Seed Bomb instead of Verdant Beam. So he just wants to stack Seed Bombs for his guy, which makes sense. Ice Ball is going to be coming out. Because I think he has a legendary trait because he resisted pretty much a good amount of that. So if this guy goes for another Seed Bomb, which would have been better, then he's going to get all of his HP back, and his legendary trait will reset back to normal. It's only going to be at 702. Does he want to take the chance? Yo, that Viparch looks so sick with a green. I need to get a green one. Yeah, so he took a big risk there. Viparch has a very strong poison special, and I think he thought he was going to go for a regular attack, He didn't think he was going to go for a main one, which puts it in a bad spot. Now he's down for an Evomon already. And that Fluffistar now has like pretty much no weakness here. because the grass type is gone. His Viparch is going to be faster, but not as effective. But because it is faster, it would be able to take it out in the next turn. So this is already looking really, really bad on our boys Luther's side. Who do you guys think is going to win? This is crazy. Okay, Whispex barely surviving by an inch. Viparch going down. No, it died. What did it die to? Is there some ability that Viparch has? What took it out at the end there? Maybe thorns? Could it have thorns? Could it be reflective damage that it's running there? Frostier coming out. Volcrest on a Volcrest though. So it's like, okay, the thing is, Frostier wins this battle if it got an attack ahead of time on a Volcrest, if it was lower. If not, even if it's an ice type, it's not going to win this battle just because of how strong and fast Volcrest is. So so yeah, but for example, if that ice just right enough, putting in just the amount needed. Again, another one-shot coming out. Luck is just getting the one-shot specials, making me wonder what he has as equipment to his avatar. It may be the one after champion. That's why his specials are doing so much damage. Astronaut going to be here, but our guy has it too. So Astronaut going to be one-tapping this Frostier as expected, being the fact that it is an ice type. Will it be able to beat a Thor Lord? I really doubt it. I mean, okay, he has doubt is a bad idea. There was no Fisher coming out of there, and there was just, wow. So both of them are just one-shotting. Pretty powerful Evomon coming in. Their things are pretty good. They're on a 2-on-2. He does have a fire type, but the thing about this is Impixie's faster. He can go for multi-strike, but it's going to be a trade-off of damage. But Impixie has a pretty strong ability. I don't know if you guys know this. Yeah, Blaze Storm, and then it's not even just a Blaze Storm, but it has a regular attack that is a lot. Going for Hone, even though you're not faster, was a crazy move. I guess you didn't expect Fire to do that much, but now he's just in a losing state because of this Impixie being boosted up. And actually, Impixie, no, it's not Impixie that's still, sorry. But Chitliden going to be taking a lot of damage, getting poison stacks. If he has Leech, it's still not winnable even with that. So it's going to be a GG. So Luck is going to be winning. I guess he is lucky. Luther is going to be out for the count. Alrighty, guys. So that was quite a quick battle. Luck is, aka Jinxie, is going to be going up ahead. That was a bunch of one-shotting ultimate plays, pretty much. And not really too much thought process, I would say. They pretty much just kept pressing buttons, I would personally say. Like, not really crazy tactics you saw. But Luck ended up being lucky, winning that. And it ended up being Chitliden at the end. That's why I don't run Chitliden, though. Because it's like, there's too many scenarios where you can't use this Evomon. And if he is your endgame Evomon, he's not going to be able to clutch up unless it's a weakened Evomon already, or it's not going to get super affected by stuff. But because it was a bug type, it ended up doing that. But we're going to be moving on to our next battle, which is going to be Nero versus Penguin. So let's go ahead and check these teams out, and I'll see you guys there. All right, guys. So the winner of that is going to be Nero. We did see Nero perform in the previous tournament doing really well. Penguin ended up losing. I would say Penguin had a decent team. It's just, Viparch isn't too good in those scenarios of one, not being faster than most Evomon, and two, it's not able to resist too much of the attacks coming from a grass and ice type. Sure, it can with poison on a grass, but the ice is going to be doing still good damage, and sleep powder is just powerful as we saw there. But we're going to be going against, or sorry, we're not going to be going against. We're going to be going into the next battle. It's going to be Mirage, aka Lemon, against I'm Soren, the YouTuber. Go check him out if you guys haven't already. He also does Evomon content, and he streams as well. So we're going to be getting into that battle. Let's go over to it. So we're going to be having I'm Soren W quality versus Mirage W outfit 2. Okay, so he's going to go with Chow, which is Star Moose, we did see him perform with it before. It did good at the start, except he just kept spamming Mine Insight, not really expecting this guy to keep his Lava Rock in. So this is the same scenario. It's like, okay, does he do it again, or does he switch in? He's going to not do his mistake. He's learned, showing that you evolve from mistakes. And Fatal Rebound, so he's going to be getting a free switch in here, forcing this Lava Rock most likely to switch out, because it is still weak to ground types as a ground type. The thing is, he's confused here. He's like, if I go for Iron Fortress, okay. But the thing is, you haven't taken anything out to secure Iron Fortress stacking, Before you start stacking, you need to switch, into something else. The best thing you do here is go into something that resists water type or fighting type. But I think he went into his Frost. Okay, he went into flying type. Perfect. So he predicted that really, really well. Now, whatever comes in is going to get a free wound off, and that's going to be stacked, and then he can go for air cutter. That's going to be lava rock. Now that's 4 bleed stacks. He doesn't have to keep his Chirpiton in here, though. He knows he can switch back to Pebble, and if this guy goes for fatal rebound again, that's just going to be bad, because now that's a free stack. But he's thinking, do I switch differently? You do not. You keep it going into Pebble, into Lava Rock, because it pretty much cannot do any damage. He has set up a Sandstorm Eruption, but does that really matter? We have Rock Throw here. Realistically, I wouldn't have went for Iron Fortress here. I would have went for Rock Throw, because whatever comes in, that's such heavy damage that if they take that, it's just bad for them. And he's just going to go into... It doesn't matter if he went for this. Rock Throw would have done decent damage at least. So now he's just went for Iron Fortress, wasting a perfect turn to get damage off. And now his Chirpiton will come in and take damage, but it won't be evened out. See, he's a little like, okay, so I just wasted a turn. This is Soren's second battle. I do say his team looks well-rounded now, though. He's going to be switching to a Psychic type. It won't take too much damage. It did go for Hone, so at least both of them have wasted a turn now, so it's pretty even. Sandstorm doing more to Astronite, though. We're going to be seeing Mind Burst come out. Whatever gets hit by this has to be pretty resistant. That's not really resistant. Added onto that bleed. Oh my, yeah, this Lava Rock only has a couple more turns. I don't know what he would have had for Psychic, but that just wasn't the play to go into Lava Rock. Now, if this Pebble comes in, what's his answer for Pebble? Just his fighting type again? If it's that, then the Chirpiton's just now strong against it once that guy gets weakened. And he's faster, so it's going to be taking out this Lava Rock. And if he could set up Mind Insight, that would be really, really good on the next Evomon. So Psychic into Bug, I do believe is a bad matchup if I'm correct. His best would go into Pebble, and that's fine. Just to tank the effects. I think Earth Power is such a strong ability that it doesn't matter. I would go into Pebble. I would not go into Chirpiton here. Pebble was the play because you're gonna get Rock Throw, and this is gonna add Confusion. But if you went to a Pebble with Confusion, it wouldn't have mattered, and he wouldn't take like much damage from Sandstorm. So that's gonna be sadly bad. Yes, that is Confusion. But I guess you took it, but then you're going to Pebble. Okay, I see that. I understand that. But do you really still want to take tip damage? You know, it's like, okay, so Water would have been good on both versions, I think. So that's fine. Okay, no, I think that was good. That was good. I usually go into Pebble initially, just because if I do want to switch in later to something else, I would just go into it now that he doesn't have Confusion, and most things would take it out, like my fire moves on certain Evomon. It's going to go for Scratch now. That Rock Throw is going to turn into a Scratch because of the Confusion. This Gem Press, he farmed up enough energy to get a lot of power to use his special ability twice because it only costs 6. So this Pebble's going to be taking Water Strike again. The Scratch is slowly doing damage, but since he doesn't seem to... I don't know how much damage output he has into his physical on this Pebble, but it does increase a tiny bit if you have more. So he knows he has to switch out. The thing is, now he could go for... This Gem Press is inefficient just to go for another move next. But that's only if it is faster. It didn't go for Assault there. So that was a good switch in. Getting Sleep Powder because his Gem Press may be slower. It is slower. This one doesn't have a lot of speed in it. Alright. So Soren's playing pretty well here. Leech Seed's going to come in, but if he goes into a Grass type that's resistant, you know, it's like, yeah, he's thinking, what do I do here? I think your best move would be going into Frosting, to be honest. It's either Frosting or you're going for Recover there. Okay, so Recover would have been free, and then he could have switched to something. But no, actually, this forced out Ashenite again, so he's going to get Wound on any of these Evomon. The thing is, if he didn't read that, he would go for a Wound, so he could have got a physical attack on this Chirpiton, doing at least decent damage if he had like a Psychic move on that Ashenite. But I don't think he's running any Psychic. Wispeck's now added with 4 bleed, which is going to do a tiny bit damage. Not too much, because it is quite resistant against flying types, but any damage is damage. He's going to go for Fighting Will. He's going to be using his ult. As I said, any damage is damage. Now, because that Wispex went for that, it's just done for the count because of the Sandstorm that he set up, by the way. He set up the own Sandstorm. Going to be taking it out. So that special attack shouldn't have been just a physical attack because either way, Corrosive Smoke would have one-shot this guy if he had it. But going to show, Chirpiton can be good if used properly in certain scenarios and chances appear. So Gem Press is going to be getting taken out. Chirpiton's going to be carrying. It was faster than that guy because it was still asleep, I think. Or no, Sass effects disappear, so it just was faster. So there's only 2 Evomon left. Already, he's saying GG's because he knows he has 6 Evomon and he knows he cannot lose this now. Soren showing that he just messed up. He said, I messed up in the beginning. I'm here. I'm better. I'm going to show you that I know what I'm doing. I just had to try it out. Astronaut, going to be getting taken out now. And the last Evomon, I believe, does have bleed stacks on it too. Shall we see? Is it the Lava Rock? I don't know if it got... No, it's Thorlord. Will Thorlord 1v6? I doubt it. Earthfish are going to come out. Keeping it at 7 HP. And it's going to go down for the count. 1,800 damage. Amazing game by our boy here. I'm Soren, bro. We're going to be having K22 versus Magma Burn. K22 made it pretty far. He has a pretty strong team, being that his he actually took out Cryptics. So this is going to be interesting later on in the tournament if these guys end up battling each other with his Archapex having a legendary trait. We're going to be seeing a bad matchup at the start already. We're going to see Wispef against Pumash. The thing is, if he keeps Pumash in, it's going to get Psymark stacked with poison. He can obviously lose the poison, but how fast is its damage? It's going to do 279. It's still a little higher. But Psychic Cast is going to do more once with more Psymarks and just from that Psymark overall damage. But he's going to be switching into Mirefish. He just wanted to like try to, dwindle down this Wispex's HP. But this Mirefish isn't going to expect a Wrap Assault. Quicksand's going to be coming out though. Going to do a decent amount of damage, not enough. Not as much as another ground type would have done if with a different ability or just a stronger ability than Quicksand. So Wispex is going to be getting this guy pretty low, but he's just going to go for Aqua Heal, showing why Mirefish is really, really good. And now it is -4 defense. So if it doesn't switch out that Quicksand, it is going to be doing a lot of damage, probably most likely enough to take it out. The reason most people's Quicksand doesn't do that much damage is because they're not really focusing on physical, but special in Mirefish. But going into your, going into Archapex is an interesting thing, but I guess going for Lightning Surge would be good. If you had the 2, he does have the 2x legendary, but because I think that does it in the first switch, and I'm very surprised that Mirefish shouldn't get one-shotted. That is interesting. So that Mirefish should have a lot of special defense alongside a lot of special attack going out for it to have survived this legendary trait. And it survived another attack, Guilt Rust, coming out with another Quicksand, getting this Archapex at least low enough, and it's not going to get an Aqua Heal off, but at least he's put this Archapex in a spot where it will be doomed if it isn't faster than its opponent in the next battle. But can he get another Thunder Surge going off? He's going into the Gem Press. Is this Gem Press faster? Does it have enough attack? What does he have running on it? Because this guy has pretty good moves for this Gem Press, damage-wise. He doesn't want to lose his Archapex yet. He's saying, okay, I'll just go to my Gem Press, so we trade. Or I go into something that doesn't take damage from Gem Press. Okay, we're going down the clock right here. Going into Tarragon. Okay, he didn't get he took wait, Surge coming out. He's faster. They came to the clock and the game won it for him. Gem Press getting taken out by a Lightning Surge. Archapex able to take out 2 Evomon pretty much on this guy's team already, showing once again why it's so powerful. Two of his Evomon are weak though, but he does have the advantage in numbers. What will he switch in? He's going to go Gem Press because it's strong against fighting types, so he won't take too much damage from a Rider Kick. I mean, the boost, though, in the attack equipment he's using did make it a little more stronger, and he did get a crit. So it did 151. Isn't bad. Gem Press is fine, though, because Swarm Assault coming in, doing a lot of damage to Frostier, putting it in a confusion, and it doesn't have much options into switching. He only has 2 other options, one being his Frostier keeping, and then whatever comes out next is going to be Volcrest. Volcrest is going to be taking a Fireball Blast. Would have been way more damage if it was a Stone Edge, but this guy does have Stone Edge. Will he keep it in, or will he switch something in to tank? My most likely pick would be Tarragon, but he's going to Wispex to take it. It's going to be a wing combo. If his Wispex is faster, is what he's hoping for, it's pretty much doubt. Then it's... Oh, wow. A doubt is a strong word, I guess. This guy didn't put any speed into his Volcrest. He just thought, okay, he's going to be faster, which sure, most likely, but allowing the Wispex to go there just makes your strongest Evomon left out of the game now. from its next turn, probably by the end of this turn once this gem press comes in. And he knows if he puts gem press in, nothing this guy has left is going to be able to do any damage to it. And his gem press is faster. So that's going to be taking out for Volcrest, putting this guy in a bad situation. K22 looks like it's going to be winning here. He's going to be able to put confusion against him. He has nothing faster than his gem press. Sure, scratch, scratch, scratch. Just won't matter though. Stone Edge can take this out, or Fireball Blast, but he's going to be switching into a fighting type. Actually good that he went for Fire Blast then, because, well, it's still going to do more damage than it would have been with Stone Edge. Let me Swarm Assault come in here. Is this Moon Ash going to go for a Sonic Punch? If so, it's still not going to do any damage. He's going to be going for an ultimate, but doesn't matter because Confusion is going to be afflicted here. His Scratch is going to do 6-7 damage, but that's because, you know, he is a fighting focused Evomon. So that's going to be GG's. K22 is going to be winning pretty much because this Frostier is going to get just Confusion stacked again. So only using 4 Evomon needed really. Gem Press going to carry and show that Gem Press is, you know, going to be a good S tier support and just honestly attacker as well as an Evomon. All right, so K22 is going to be the winner for that duel, guys. Our boy Firefox is going to be losing that. That is our first time seeing him, but K22, if you guys are going to be seeing in the previous video that I make, once that one's out, K22 actually dominated very, very strongly in this tournament with his Archepex, and his Gem Press really just stole the show there, I would say, and showed how S tier it really is. So we're going to be getting into the next battle, which is going to be Totowabi versus Crypixel. These are 2 tournament winners, but one of them being the most recent tournament winner, Crypixel. So let's go into that, or sorry, the second to most recent tournament winner. So we'll be going on to that. I'll see you guys there. Alrighty, we're going to be having Totowabi versus Crypixel. Let's get into it. Okay, we're seeing a lot of interesting fights. We do know that Crypixel's team is really, really good. But what has Totowabi changed? What has he done to evolve from his previous performance in the previous tournaments? We're going to be seeing Volcrest start off. It's going to be pretty good. He does have Heaven's Thunder. Is he going to be going for this? Is this Clamp Spire going to be okay with taking bleed stacks? He's not going to do that last time as he did. He's going to be switching into Archepex because he knows he can just tank a lightning. Decently can take the lightning damage. It's going to do 216 still, which is okay. But this Archepex is going to be getting healing back from that, so it didn't do as much as it did originally. He knows he can't keep Volcrest in here because that Archepex will one-shot him if he gets Thunder moves hit on him, or goes to that, gets that additional Electrify. That's such a strong thing about being forced to switch out by an Archepex, because Electrify is a permanent status, as we know. And it just ruins your defense because it lowers you and makes you more vulnerable to certain attacks, or just to attacks in general. So as long as this guy keeps getting scenarios where he gets stacks like that, then Crypixel is going to be in a good state. He's going to be going for Leech Seed, so he expected a switch out. He tried predicting, but now he just got hit by a free Earth Fisher, which is fine if his HP is like this, because he's able to... He tried being another predict. He knows he can just go for recovery. He's just trying to bait out and see. But this is bad. He's wasted turns. But he knows he can just heal it back. He doesn't really mind it. He is just testing the water. If he had Seed Bomb on this Thor Lord, then it would have been better, because he gave you 2 free Seed Bombs pretty much. But it doesn't matter. He's gonna be one-shotting. He's gonna be one-shotting this Thor Lord that was kept in, which was a bad idea to keep Thor Lord in that much. But I sort of get what he was doing. Gem Press going to be in the game now. Frostcell is going to be forced out. He's going to get a free Swarm Assault on whatever comes out, though. Depends on the speed here. Depends on speed. Okay, so he is switching out. He doesn't want to take that speed. He doesn't know he could just use let Swarm Assault go on his Mirrorfish to tank the Confusion and just get healed back. Basically, this Mirrorfish took no damage. It just has a status effect on it. It is confused. Volcrest is in. He's going to be setting up Sandstorm now. Knowing that he's up in Evomon, he can deal with Sandstorm more than this guy does, because he probably has unaffected by weather on some of these Evomon. King of Thunder going to be coming out, pushing out this Volcrest again, but now has +3 stacks. It is unaffected by the weather, as we can see here. So it's just going to be affected by 3 bleeds, which bleed only does damage if he is physically attacked. Being that it is the King of Thunder, whatever comes out, doesn't matter. Static Field going to be hitting. His status was clear, actually. Using status field is good because that does clear bleed. Something I learned from Crypixel. So that's a good move to run on your Archepex if you didn't know that. So Clamps are going to be taking a lot of damage from Prison Beam because it is highly defensively boosted. I don't know if he expected this Crypixel. This is a really good battle. 2 tournament winners coming out. Clamster is going to have to go for rest. It's going to get that HP, but by the time this Prism Beam comes again, it's going to do enough damage to get rid of that rest, I believe, and just do more damage than it would have been. But keeping your guy in here too long, even though it's weak to something, just because you got a little thinking he's going to like, okay, he's going to go for rest. Then he's going to go for some Tide Awakening. He won't attack me because I pressured him, you know? But no, that's not true. Clamster being really strong and super damaged, but now it's gone. It's gone for the count. It's gone. He didn't switch into Archapex again. He didn't want to take any more damage. He knew, okay, I'm up to Evomon. I could get rid of 1 and still be up for the count. Knowing this guy only has Wispex. He only has Gem Press. He hasn't seen a Wispex actually. He doesn't know Gem Press, but if he studied as he did, then he would know Totowabi is running a Wispex now. Wispex is going to take a lot of damage though from a Lightning Surge. 115. Now it's in a one-shot. Sandstorm's going to eventually take it out. It's going to get Corrosive Smoke, but he's switching into something that can tank it. It's going to be his Mirrorfish at max HP still. So I would say it looks like Crypixel is going to be winning, and Totowabi will eventually get dwindled down to a loss because this Archapex is max HP. This Mirrorfish is max HP. These are people who could clear status effects. These are people who are stronger. And already Volcrest taking a lot of damage just has put it in the range now to get one shot by an electrical Thunderstorm Surge. So going into quarterfinal, we're going to be seeing such amazing gameplay. These teams are evolved. These people have put better thought processes. They're playing better. Some mistakes, but not as much as usual. Thunder coming out again. Going to be one-shotting this Brand Press. Now he's down to Volcrest and his Whims. I was about to say Whimsical, the Pokemon. It's Whimspex or something. Wispex. King of Thunder. It's going to just clear that, honestly. Could go for static and just clear it. It doesn't really matter. He still has 3 other Evomon to deal with a 1 HP. It's going to be looking like a GG. So Frenzy Slash is not going to do much. Unless Totowabi is a genius. Yeah, okay. So King of Thunder is going to take this Volcrest out. And then he's going to go ahead and most likely take... If it's fast... I don't know if it was faster than this Whimsicott. Was it? I think it was. Sorry, not Whimsicott. Whimspex. Wispex. Oh my god. These names too similar. It wasn't. So, okay. So he's going to take it out. But the only thing is, I don't know if he's not running Thor Lord. Sandstorm's going to take him out, honestly. So yeah. Okay. So that's going to be GG. And we're going to be moving on to the next one. Totowabi sadly is going to be losing. Alright guys, so the winner of that is going to be Crypixel. Once again, Totowabi is sadly going to be losing. But I would say that battle was quite crazy. Crypixel he's evolved from his last battle, but we really have to say the test is when he goes against K22, if perchance, with his team again, and see if he's, fixed it up, if he's prepared, and did K22 upgrade? Did he prepare more? Did he figure out, okay, so now I know what they'll try to do, or did he just stay the same and not try to evolve? But yeah, we're going to get into that battle, so I'll see you guys there. So we're going to be seeing Swiper No Swiper coming in, aka Tripiton. Let's find out. Okay, so Fluffastar is going to be the starter here. So Tripiton already going to be in a bad scenario here. The thing is, Fluffastar's going to be able to get a Prism Beam in the next turn once he's forced to switch into here. But the thing is, will this Fluffastar stay to do Prism Beam into a Pumash? We're going to find out in the next turn. It's going to use Shock Strike, not going to do much. Honestly interesting. So at least it did some damage. But will this Prism Beam be coming out, or will he not risk it? He's not going to be risking it. He's going to switch into something else. He's going to go into Thor Lord, something that's going to still take a good amount of damage. And I think Rider Kick actually adds +1 to your attack. Yes, as you can see there, I guess that's why people say Pumash is good, because at least he's slowly evolving his attack when he uses something like that, putting it in a place to position itself to one-shot things. The thing here is, I think if he went for another Rider Kick, it would have been good. That Viparch is coming in with +2 attack, so I think it has the equipment added onto it that boosts its attack. He's going to be switching out. Even though he got +3 on this guy, he's like, okay, I'm not going to risk that. I'm going to switch out. And it's going to be his Lava Rock coming out down to 500 HP. It could live another attack, but if he goes for Fatal Rebound, this guy doesn't physically actually have to attack him physically. He can just go for stacks or something less effective to it. That counter won't really do damage to, or just go for a free switch in. which he's going to be going for. Fluffastar is going to be coming out. Fatal Rebound is going to go out, showing why, once again, Fatal Rebound is sort of hard to pull off. And you got to really think of all scenarios when it comes to using Fatal Rebound. Like, does this guy have to attack me? Do I think he's going to attack me? And right there, as I said, he doesn't really have to. He's already done damage to you. He can switch back in. Prism Beam is going to be coming out, doing a decent amount of damage still because of how strong it is based off people's defense, even though it is weak to fighting types. But it doesn't matter. But Exploding Fist is going to be coming out on Viparch. How much damage are we going to be seeing? Only 100. It's resistant. It's going to get +1 attack, but that doesn't really matter because he has to switch this thing out or it's in a horrible, horrible spot. He's going to go into Lava Rock again, but this Viparch has ultimate again, so he's going to be getting another... Oh, he's not going for... did it not have it? Did he use something already? He's going to go for Shatter instead. He's going to do okay damage, slowly ticking away at this guy's Evomon more than... Not more than he is, because he's down in Evomon. But Fluffastar is going to be coming out. We're going to be seeing +5 burn. That's going to be okay. But it's not going to... Obviously, this Fluffastar is going to come out at one point. So all of those moves aren't going to be used. Fluffastar is getting this guy really, really low. Fatal Rebound is going to come in and one-shot it. So he played horribly there in my... I would say, because it's like... You took an opportunity and it failed. Sure, you gotta let it dwindle down a little more. You know, take a weak hit or just like do something else. Prism Beam is your carry, not your other moves. That was too risky. Oh, Mpex is gonna be coming out and it didn't finish. Why did we use a grass? I mean, I think it would have been better to not use a grass move and just use fire, even if it's elementally resistant. The reasoning behind that is because he is a fire type, so his fire type moves have more boost into it, damage wise. So Mpex is gonna be taking some damage. His Lava Rock's gonna finally go down though, but it's done its duty. The first time I've seen a Lava Rock do its actual job and pull it off. And Chirpiton's gonna be getting 4 stacks on this Mpixie. It's gonna be bad. I do believe at every end of the turn though, Mpixie's he doesn't have the legendary trait, so it doesn't matter. So Viparch is gonna be coming out for this Swiper. It's gonna be in a bad spot. He doesn't have anything to take that flying type moves anymore. And that's just going to leave it gone. Viparch wasn't fast enough. Showing why Viparch isn't the best thing to run instead of Wispex. I think Wispex is just better. Okay, so Frostier versus Chirpiton. Chirpiton's going to be faster. He's going to be able to get some bleeds on, I believe. But it will be getting taken out from the special move. So what will we be seeing? Will he just say, okay, let me go for as much bleed stacks as I can get? Or you're gonna go for Roost. That's not gonna really matter. You have one more, sure. So I guess you can survive the next move since you're faster. But and the other Roost could be your max, almost your max HP. Ice Beam's gonna come out though. If this guy, either way, he's gonna get taken out. So it was just better just to have went for your bleed originally. I guess you prolonged it, but he's back to having his Glacial Field again, rather than just making him waste Glacial Field. On the same turn you added that bleed already, you basically gave him a free Glacial Field for the next turn. But that's probably, yeah, okay, so he survived, but he's going to be able to get a Glacial Field off and this, yeah, and that's going to take him out. So, it doesn't, okay, it didn't take him out. The Frost was enough, luckily. But if that was enough, that would have been really, really bad for this guy, because then somehow his advantage turned into a slightly disadvantage almost. If he didn't have anything that's left strong enough to take out Mpixie. But I believe he should be fine here. Meltdown coming in, taking it out faster. Sonic Punch would have been the play. You should have known you weren't faster. And you should have got as much chip there, but that's fine. It doesn't really... Ooh, wait a minute. No, Mpixie should survive. Sorry, yeah. I mean, it should survive this one, but... I don't know if he'll survive Whimspex. It depends on who's faster. And it depends on how much damage this Mpixie takes here. Obviously, Sleep Powder's his Frostella should be faster than this Mpixie. If it's not, then it's focused on so much special, which is bad because, you know, its special isn't going to be doing a lot. So he's going to go for... See, the thing is... Okay, damage is good. I would have went for Leech. I feel like I wouldn't for... No, I guess I wouldn't do a lot of damage over time. Well, I guess that was the best move he could go for. It is also... Wait, why didn't he sleep? Did he not think he was faster? Did he not want to take the chance of it failing? Oh, it's immune to status conditions. That's a good... Thank you for letting me read that. Meltdown, yes. It is immune to status conditions. Okay, he's going to keep spamming that. We already see it, man. It's going to be GG's, though. He still wins because Mpixie was already low, and our boy Whimspecs is faster. Mpixie is going to be going down for the count, and our winner is going to be Nero. All right, guys, so we're going to be having Who Knows versus K22. Let's go to that match and see who wins. Oh. All right, guys. K22 versus Who Knows. Who knows who's going to win. Who knows if Who Knows is going to win. Boom. Oh, wait, hold up. That's a tough sentence. Gempress versus Astronite. Obviously, Gempress wins in this scenario, so he's going for a shatter. He's going to try to get some good damage. He does, but how much was... Why did we go for a Spore Burst? I guess he doesn't have a high dealing bug type attack like Wing Blade on him, so he can't do much damage. Interesting. Okay, so they're pretty even when something should be more further. If I was him, I would keep staying there with Psychic. I wouldn't have switched out. I would have been like, okay, because now he's going to be taking... Oh, but I guess Confusion, right? Okay, no, that was good. But his Gempress now is equally alongside that, but in a worse scenario. You don't want that. You just really don't want that. Astropex is going to be coming out. I said Astropex, Arcopex. I would just combine the two. Imagine a lightning fighting type, bro. Wait, that would be crazy broken. So Volcrest is here. Oh, let's see. Obviously, Lightning Surge one-shots. Does this guy know that? And will he keep it in? Or will he be the smart person who's seen, experienced it from videos that K22's Arcopex can dominate and one-tap? He's going to go into Fluffastar. It doesn't matter because, oh my god, that Lightning Surge and that legendary trait just 2x's Lightning Surge's damage in its first switch in. Doing so much damage. 600, no, that was way more than 618. One-shotting Arcopex, once again showing its prowess and just coming back. Everyone thought it was bad, but no. They just didn't know. Going with the super effective Fireball Blast. This might be a fast match once again from K22. He does have Confusion though, so now he's not able to... I mean, Scratch though. Scratch, it's still going to take it out. I think it's 41 base, exactly, most of the time. If this should have physical. Boom, 95. So Confusion isn't even that good on Arcopex because of how high its physical attack is. Oh my god. 91, that's basically a decent still regular attack. Whispex, gonna be coming out. It can do good damage, but I don't know if it will one-shot. Lightning Surge can still do a lot of damage. I would keep it in, honestly. Like, your Arcopex has done its job. If you could get one more Evomon really low while you still have 6, and my Husky is scratching at my door. I think it's time to go play with my dog soon. I need to go take her on a walk, but Hallucination Stacks are going to be getting pushed onto Mike Tyson over here. We do not want that. Who's going to win, Mike Tyson or Jake Paul? Will Jake Paul beat up the old man? Or will the old man switch out? So the old man is going to be staying in. Astronaut is going to be taking a big hit, and that side mark should take it out at the end. It ended up not. So I guess the side mark already added the additional damage. Whispex can just switch out of here, take a little hit on another Evomon. Most likely it's going to happen, and then that side mark will finish this guy off. He's going to take as less damage as he can because Mirfish doesn't really take any damage from Shatter. Side mark, I thought side mark does damage. Oh, it only does, huh. I guess it only does, it adds on a damage from what it gets hit by. My fault, I keep forgetting. So Mirfish is going to be taken out, but it is still going to be taking some HP. And that Whispex is in a bad state, I will say. But if this Whispex even switches in here, it's bad. So both his Evomon are in a horrible state. Whatever he switches in here is good as gone. Yeah, Mirfish is going to be taken out. Whimspex is not going to be coming in unless he does for it being faster. That's going to be his trade-off. Trying to one-shot this Taro. This Taro's still at max HP, so if it does have the legendary trait, it will not get one-shot by this Whispex. Its HP seems to be bugged. It's not that high. I think it's around the red HP. He doesn't want to take a risk, though. That's interesting. Okay, so we're going to be seeing a free attack coming in from Curse of Smoke. I mean, I guess he doesn't have the legendary trait then. That makes sense. Okay, he's going to be tanking. His is faster, though. Taking it out. K22's Whimspex just winning the fight off of speed. Okay, we're going to be seeing Volcrest come in. Volcrest is very weak to this, and if it is slower, it's going to lose. But if that one is faster, which might be possible. I don't know. This guy's Wispex K22, yep, faster, is going to be getting one tapped because it is very weak to poison. And that's going to be K22 winning. That's going to be GG. So the winner of that is going to be K22, showing again, once again, his team is very, very strong and scary for people to go against. And we're going to be moving on to the next match, which is going to be K22 versus I'm Soren. So let's get into that. So we are now having Soren versus K22. K22 has a very strong team, as we just saw from the last fight. Soren, will we be seeing some interesting set? He does have the advantage in the starting already, having Pebble out. But the thing is, this Wispex is faster, and Wispex is quite strong damage-wise. So he doesn't really want to... He still thinks like he's in a bad spot. He switches. He's trying to predict what this guy would switch into. He did get the right switch in, which is going to be his Arc Astronite. So now that Astronite does have the legendary trait, but the issue with that... is this, he didn't get the right switch in. I think he meant to switch into his flying type, and that was an accident. He didn't expect Astronite. So this has a boosted attack Astronite because of the legendary trait. So now it's in a bad spot. He can go, I would say going into your psychic type is probably the best play there, yeah. It won't take too much damage even with the little additional, yeah, only 112. If that was a flying type, that would have been a different story. So we're going to be seeing, I would say Mind Burst is, okay, no, he wants to get Mind Insight. Mind Burst would have done, let's see how much damage that would have done to a bug type. 220, that would have still been good damage. Getting the Psymark is good though, but it only does damage, I believe. We'll see how the damage chip goes with that Psymark. When we seen a bug type going into Swarm, flying type going into this Jam Press's Confusion, he's going to be taking that, and then he's probably going to switch back into his, oh, he's going to switch into Pebble, that's smart. Okay, so his main, the thing is, if these Evomon on K22's side keep chipping away, he's not going to be able to have enough HP to finally deal with an Arcapex. But Whimsicott, Wispex is going to be coming in. Putting this back in the same spot where it's like, okay, I have to take chip damage from something. Do I want to use my special energy and try to go for the highest amount of damage? Or do I want to go for Protect? I would have protected there, try to take the Carissa Smoke. But he's getting a free Rock Throw. He thought he was going to switch in, but... well, how much damage will it do? 74. Horrible damage, sadly, unless the Terragon has a legendary trait, which could also be the reasoning why he didn't take as much. But yeah, that's not going to do much. So there goes his energy as well. So now he's a little down. He can't go for a Sleep Powder next turn. This Terragon's going to get a free Leaf Storm going on this guy. It's really bad. Sure, you have Recover, but this just means you can't go. You can still go for Frostbite and then a Recover. But he's going to switch into his fighting type most likely here after you do Recover. Okay, so it was just chip damage happened pretty much on this guy, on this Frostella. He can go for Sleep. It didn't fail. Does he wake up? He woke up. So that's energy gone again. He didn't. I don't think he noticed. I don't think he noticed the wake up. He's going to get a leech on it, but it's not going to survive an Ultimate Burst Fist. Soren is going to be losing his Evomon because he didn't notice the wake up, I believe. Or if he did, he didn't expect it to get one shot. So now he's down for one Evomon already, which is honestly an Evomon he really needed to carry this team to deal with Arcapex because of that Sleep Powder. So we're going to see what goes on next. If Pebble, is he expecting to switch? I don't think Astronite needs to switch. He is? He's switching his Astronite. Interesting. Either way, this is still okay in a way. Depending on who deals more damage with the first attack. He does have Psychic, but it's not, the Psychic isn't his ultimate. He's not taking a risk. K22 switching out, showing that he knows what he's doing. We're going to be seeing an Iron Fortress come out. Yeah, chip damage wouldn't have mattered there. It would have been a wasted energy. He's going to try to see if the Leaf Storm comes out. And it's going to be a Seed Bomb. Seed Bomb does not go through, I believe, or does go through actually, as it is a status effect. The status effects go through. So that's already one stack on that Terragon. He has to switch into something that can deal with that. The Psychic would be his best. Not the Flying, because Bleed stacks, no matter what, this Seed Bomb's already started. It's not going to be able to take out this. Actually, I take that back. This is the Chirpiton. So even with those Seed Growths, all these Bleed stacks, that's going to be additional damage, enough to make this Terragon get one shot. I don't think that would be the time to do it though. Yeah, you would want to add max Bleed stack and then Air Cutter. So we're going to be seeing Terragon get its HP back. We're also going to be seeing him switch out. He can still, he can still go for one more. Wait, what? All right, guys. So Soren ended up losing. He did just FF because he already noticed, like, all right, I'm in a bad position. You know, I could have went for bleed stack. I should have stuck more bleed stacks, I would say, to make that ultimate a little more stronger. But because Tarragon sort of has resistance against flying, it wouldn't like take as much from that plus 40 of each attack. But if it did get 10 stack bleed, I do believe that Tarragon would have died in one shot. But because he took that ice ball, it was inevitable, and he ended up noticing and just forfeited, which is going to push K22 onto the next one. And we're going to be seeing Crypixel versus Nero now. Whoever goes here goes to final against K22. So let's go ahead and check that out. All right, this is what we've been waiting for, chat. Now I'm talking about percent fault learning traits. Yeah, pretty much on all. Yeah, it's insane. He's not what? All right, it's gonna be Chirp Phantom versus Clampspire. That name, just Spire, makes me forget the first edition of its name. Volcrest is gonna be coming out. Ooh, it's gonna get. It has static field though, so it can just remove this bleed. So if this Chirp Phantom goes for something, we'll be seeing. He's gonna go for Spore Burst. Interestingly, he doesn't care about switching off that bleed because he knows like it only happens if he takes physical damage. So he doesn't have to cleanse that bleed yet. So he's gonna go for a more attacking. So Lava Rock's gonna take that Spore Burst. Interesting. What is gonna be the switch here for that Lava Rock? I think both these teams are pretty good. They've made it pretty far. It's just like, it's about this Clampspire. It needs to find value, which it pretty much has been most of the time. But I think against this team, it might find more value. He's going for a Spore Burst because he's expecting a Grass type switch in. Will this Lava Rock go for? Will it try to survive and counter? It is going to be countering. It's going to do a tiny bit. It's gotten ticked down to a spot where it might still survive. I don't think it would survive a Water Spout, being that it is 2x affected by it. What he's going to do is he can honestly, I would have started my rest move here and then went for Water Sprout. That's what I would have done. Because one, if you go for rest, you won't take, you wouldn't have taken that damage. And then he would have wasted another Fatal Rebound, moving that down to just 3. And then if you go for a Water Sprout, and most likely you would survive. And it would take out, not survive, but it would take it out. So now he's got in his rest setup. Guess he wanted to make as much value as he can out of it. Yeah, GG, Soren. You did great, man. You actually really did great. You got pretty far. Okay, we're going to be seeing 8 stacks of bleed, but that's going to disappear with just 1 static field. It's not going to matter. Okay, so who are we going to be seeing switched out for? Is he going to be keeping it in? I am gonna be interested in this. Okay, he kept him in static. He didn't expect that to be stayed in, but either way, that cleanse didn't happen yet, so he still did take a lot of that damage that it shouldn't have taken realistically. But because Chirp Phantom was faster, it was able to. And now it could go for recover, but that's not gonna matter because wait. Oh, he thought there was gonna be another bleed stack happening, and okay, but that doesn't matter because he's still in a bad. He's gonna go for Electrify instead, expecting another recover, making it more vulnerable, so that it can get one shot. Okay, that makes sense. He's gonna go for another Electrify, hoping that something gets switched out now because he's still like, okay, your Chirp Phantom's max HP. You're probably not gonna. You're gonna keep him in. Why are you gonna keep him in? That's gone. Oh, but okay, he didn't get rid of it necessarily. Air Cut is gonna come out, putting this Volcrest in a weaker state now. Added on with bleed. Finally gonna be taken out. I think that was okay. Surprisingly, it got pretty far. Just because he wasn't really like expecting this guy to keep Chirp Phantom in, too much. Like he didn't even have to go for Electrify. That Lightning Surge would have taken it out most likely. Pumash is gonna be coming in though. And this guy's too low, so even a Sonic Punch or something would deal with it. He doesn't really have a strong move on this set that would do a lot of damage to Pumash right now, besides trying to get Electrify on. Or get rid of the static field. What are we going to be seeing? Spore Burst? Could do okay damage. Rider Kick barely. Oh, taking it out. I would have honestly. I would have let my Archapex live. I guess he doesn't really have. I mean, he had a Mirrorfish, right? Mirrorfish could have took that damage. Archapex still being 200 was fine. He could have dealt with whatever future Evomon. I would have kept it in. Sonic Punch wouldn't have done much to his Mirrorfish either way. So Pumash is going to be getting switched out. Okay. We're going to be seeing this guy's... can he play better with his? It's going to do tons of damage to a Lava Rock. Maybe if he went for Wound first, predicting it would have done even more when he uses his Air Cutter. But he didn't really care about that. He just wanted you get one attack in, then switch out. He's going to be coming into... Okay, Clam Spear, getting burn stacked. Not going to do any damage, so that was pretty much a wasted turn. Because I don't think this fire is going to really get much use if he just goes for rest in his next move instead of trying to go for an attack. But I mean, Water Spout would pretty much take this thing out. I think I would go for rest, yeah, just to get max HP here, and then I go for Water Spout or Tide Awakenings while this Lava Rock's in. Actually, yeah, this is where Clam Spire starts to like show his purpose in using Tide Awakening. Because if this keeps going, it's gonna stack and stack and stack, and this Clam Sphere is gonna be so powerful because it gets plus on every version of itself. That's gonna be one of the. I think there's only 2 more Fatal Rebounds left from this Lava Rock. Doing that again is horrible. Spam is not the move. This is a full HP. He's gonna go set up a rest again, and he's just gonna be fine even for whatever comes in. He knows he doesn't have to. I would personally just go Spore Burst, save a couple rest. I wouldn't have taken him out because this guy hadn't taken him out yet. I would have just went for another Spore Burst to force whatever was there to get taken out. Okay, so we're gonna be seeing Pumash. It's not gonna do tons of damage. Tide Awakening can be used here, honestly, again. I personally think he'd go for Tide Awakening again. Yeah, I agree. You're gonna be a higher defense, your rest is still set, so you'll get HP back, and if you go for another rest and then Tide Awakening, you'll be fine. This Pumash has to get a lot of boost in attack, pretty much. It's gonna go for Shatter, literally no damage. Free Tide Awakening happens. You're gonna get all that HP back. You can go for an attack as well now, and pretty much one-tap this guy. Almost. I believe so. We're seeing Water Sprout come out. It does do a lot of damage once it's like boosted. Which will he pick? I don't think there's really a reason to go for Spore Burst here, is there? Yeah. Yeah, that's not gonna do much damage. It's gonna add on to his attack. Or no, it doesn't. And he can just go for... Yeah, I would go for Rest then Spore Burst. Get back to your max HP so you could go for another Tide Awakening, knowing that this guy can't really do much right now. And then boom. So you go for Rest, then Tide Awakening, and then you're now permanently a god. Your Clam Spire is literally a god right now. I guess not having an Archapex on the enemy team is sort of like what you need to really deal with Clam Spire in this guy's team, or a Terragon. But he must not be running something that can really deal with water types. So it makes me think like even if he loses his Clam Spire, once that Mirrorfish comes in, it could just dominate this guy's whole team. His real answer was just a singular flying type, which isn't going to be the answer. You might as well have just ran Voltrex there, and it would have got more value in the end game, or just long game in general. So yeah, I think that was 3 Tide Awakenings. And then he still has Rest. And he has a Spore Burst that can just one-shot this Frostella. Even if he gets slept here, he'll be fine. Because he has the armor where he heals every time he does a passive. But it's going to be waking... it's not going to be going... It's going to go for Leech, and it's going to live that. This Frostella could go for Sleep Powder, then recover. But it's just a matter of... He has... If he wakes up at some point, he has a Spore Burst that will just one-tap him. You're going for Ice. He's going to be getting some HP back. I mean, it still did good damage even for his defense. But he's going to go for one more Tide Awakening. And now if he goes to the last rest... Oh no, he went for Spore Burst and it's out. Okay, so now there's nothing to deal with this Clam Spire, even at that low HP. I doubt it dies. I doubt it dies still. I honestly doubt it dies. We'll see. Imagine it just doesn't take like... It takes like 10 damage. Actually, let's see. No, okay. It did take damage. Okay. That's crazy though. Only 220. We're gonna be seeing Mirrorfish now come in, and it's gonna be Wraps. You just really need to go Mirrorfish, honestly. Okay. He's gonna go for Sleep Powder. That makes sense. Try to not take not do a risky game, you know. But that's the first time we've seen a Collapse Fire like get so much value. That Whispex is faster, which is crazy. We're gonna be seeing the Leech Seed get added onto her. Will she wake up this coming turn? No. So we're gonna be seeing Recover come out. Floette's still gonna get, it's gonna get this decent HP. I would have went for, oh no, not Sleep Powder again, but now he knows he just has to get weaken it a little bit with that Leech Seed and add it onto that water damage. It will be fine. Going into your flying type is smart not to do. Honestly, he could have went to his flying, or no, could he have? We'll see. Doesn't really matter. He could just speed the process and finish it off here now. Aqua Rush going to be doing tons of damage as it's one of the strongest water type moves. And then Leech Seed will finish this thing off. Alright, so we're going to be seeing that as the end. That's going to be Crypixel winning, and we're going to see him in the final. Alrighty guys, so we are going to be in the final. Crypixel ended up winning, and it's going to be going against K22 versus Crypixel. We'll go ahead and see who wins. I'll see you guys there. Alright guys, we're seeing Crypixel versus K22. Who do we think is going to win? Let's find out. Let's see. Is he going to... Okay, so he stayed in. This Whispex does have Wrap Assault. He set up Sandstorm. He's going to be going for trying to do as much Sandstorm damage. I think most of his Evomon, that means, will have Unaffected by Weather rather than boost in most of their moves. Did he switch? I'm actually not sure. Or is he going to stay in and try to take another hit? Wrap Assault coming in again. He's going for Aqua Rush. Try to do as much damage as he can to a Whispex for as much as he's taking to put in a range where Sandstorm will finally actually sort of worry it. But how will he find a way to take this special attack, and what Evomon is going to be the one to take it, you know? So we're going to be seeing a switch in. He's going to go into his Poomash, or sorry, his flying type, which is meant for Poomash, I guess. It's going to be taking that damage like nothing. Switching back into Mirfish. Doesn't he expect to switch in? It's probably a really risky play. It's not faster. It won't get an Aqua Heal off, so it doesn't really matter. But he's trying to keep that Whispex in as long as he can then to deal with this Whispex for punishing it for being in here for so long. Whispex going to be able to take out Mirefish though. And now he has his water type left, which doesn't have Unaffected by Weather, but it does get healing for passive. We're going to be seeing a poison attack come out onto another one. I think a Water Sprout would have just done more damage. I don't know why we went for Spore Burst. That's interesting. Don't understand that, because I guess it's one type of it might be weak to poison, but nah, that's going to be surviving. So this Whispex is getting a lot of value. Yeah, getting that Wrap Assault, it's going to really matter. We're going to be seeing Rest come out and then probably Tide Awakening in the future. Because he went for Rest, he's going to get a lot more HP, at least like 200 back, but it's going to take quite some HP. He will get more HP back again next turn coming around. The thing about this, he has Spore Burst on this. He came in with Tarragon, but Tarragon should be fine even from one Spore Burst if it has a legendary trait. That's if it has a legendary trait. I don't know what trait he actually has on this Tarragon, because he actually confirmed that he doesn't have every legendary trait on his team. So when we see a Speed Bomb on Floette, which isn't going to be good for this Tarragon either way, even if it has one stack already. Frostbite Sting is going to do a lot of damage, so we have to see a switch out here, unless K22, yeah, we're going to be seeing a switch out. So it's going to go into Astronaut, who doesn't take much damage from Ice at all, but still takes a decent amount. 153 plus the Frostbite stack. But this Floette's now, sorry. Yeah, you know what? This Floette's now forced to move out. It can go for Sleep Powder, though. Yeah. So we're going to see here. Sleep Powder doesn't wake up. Sandstorm didn't wake it up. Okay. We're going to be seeing a Leech Seed possibly here. If he does, he's going to be switching to Tarragon most likely, predicting Leech Seed. The best switching would be your Flying type, predicting that he's switching in for his Tarragon. But we're not going to be seeing that. Oh, wait, hold up. Too late. Oh, okay. So now he's in an upper hand. If his Gem Press is slower, he won't be able to get the Infusion, and he will be forced to take a big hit. But if this guy's slower, or I mean, if this guy's faster, he won't get fused instantly, you know? But I doubt that. And he doesn't like that either, so he's going to switch, it looks like. He doesn't want to take the chance of being confused. Okay, so he's going to be taking confused by the Gem Press on his Arcapex. Arcapex already being low now, or it's going to be getting lowered. It's going to heal some because it's equipment. So we're gonna be seeing Gem Press get pushed out again, but does it have Confusion again? Did he save up enough energy? The answer is gonna be no. It's gonna be getting Stone Edge, a decent chunk of damage out, but does it have it again now because of the, yeah, okay. So either way, he would have taken damage, so he did take a lot of unnecessary damage now that we think about it. If he attacked there, he goes into Archapex, then will there be enough energy? No, he'll have one turn where he can't get confused. But we're gonna be seeing a recover come out. Yeah, he remembered that he can go for passives like that when confused, and they will still go through. So that's very, very good. Okay, scratch again on this Gem Press, still doing decent damage. And now I think this should be one more turn of Confusion is gonna be popping up here. He knows this Gem Press can't do much. I would still keep it in. Let's see, what is he thinking here? They're both even on Evomon, but he still has a strong Archapex that hasn't, oh, that's come to show. But he predicted the Archapex switch in, going into his Floette. Now he could go for Sleep Powder. I do believe his Archapex is slower. I mean, it most likely should be. The thing is, on its first switch in with that legendary trait, it does 2x its damage. So if this thing wakes up on the first turn, this guy's cooked. It's not gonna, it woke up. He got a leech seed off, but it woke up. Fireball Blast, taking it out, and I think there's no opportunity. I don't think there's a chance for winning here. That once Archapex is on the field and it's done that, it's got rid of its only chance of losing by being slept and then, you know, staying unproductive. It's in a bad spot unless, okay, so I think the HP on this Archapex is higher, but it's about who's faster, and it's only on its first switch in. Its damage is 2x, but can it survive? He doesn't want to take the risk. He wants to keep his Archapex for late game. But he's oh, he wanted to take the Lightning Surge on his other guy, then switch into his Archapex, and his Archapex is gonna get full HP again, even if he gets tickled. And then it's unaffected by weather as well. But he goes for Lightning Surge here. The issue is, can his Archapex carry the rest of the game? We're gonna be seeing Lightning Surge hit something here. It's gonna be on a Terragon. It's not gonna do much. It does have Spore Burst, so it will be like a little trade-off if we start doing Spore Burst. 509 hitting that Seed Bomb, not gonna matter. He's gonna get you know, tiny bit of his HP down, but this Spore Burst should take out this Terragon. We're gonna be seeing a switch in now to his Archapex, and his Archapex should have Lightning Surge again. And the thing is, if we're gonna go for a Lightning Surge in, I don't know if it's the first switch in. I think it's all switches, and we'll see. I don't know how the legendary trait worked exactly, but it's very, very powerful. Will we see a way for him to win, or will he try to survive? Will he switch in, or will he stay in? Lightning Surge for Lightning Surge. His is barely gonna live. He's gonna get his off, and that's gonna be his Archapex putting this in a 2v2. But his is very weak, but it is unaffected by the Sandstorm at least. The question is it faster? Will Sonic Punch take it out here? The best play he could go for here is Spore Burst, I think. And then, yeah, he's going to have to hope he could get 2 attacks. Multi-Strike's going to be coming out. He is slower. This Astronaut can carry the rest of this game here. Oh, okay. We're going to be seeing, most likely, Razor Wing is the best move he could go here. Or Recover and then Razor Wing, I think. Okay, no, it will be Razor Wing. Will it take it out? The Sandstorm should take it out here. +1 bleed. Once the Sandstorm hits, I think it also adds the bleed to it. So he can go for Recover if he goes first, and then be in a state to win. No, he can win this. It's Gem Press. But Confusion, he has to get a Recover off. He has to get this Recover off. It should go though, right? It's a passive move. Remember this. Passive. It should go off even with Confusion. Confusion goes off. Recover happens. 600 HP. Gem Press is going to lose eventually by the Sandstorm. It doesn't do enough damage. And we're going to be seeing Crypixel take this game. Stone Edge sure can come out, but scratch, and then add it on with that tick of Sandstorm. We're going to be seeing a win come out here. Swarm Assault comes in again. We're going to be seeing Scratch. One more move. If it lives one more move, it's a win. And the winner is going to be Crypixel taking on Evomon with a legendary trait so strong as Archapex. He found a way to win. Our winner is going to be Crypixel again, carrying with his Mirefish. I mean, that damage on that Mirefish was insane, but Chirpa Phantom taking it. That's going to be GG's. Alrighty, guys. So that's going to be the winner of this tournament. Crypixel is going to be winning another one. That is his third tournament, I believe. He did win another one previously, but that one I didn't make a video on. But yeah, I mean, his teams and his team building is just insane. And I can't wait to see with this upcoming PvP update what we're going to be encountering on changes and what fixes they come with. But hopefully you guys start to adjust to these teams, you know, use the teams that I sort of posted in my tier list for you guys. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like and subscribe.